it's almost like a buffet, and it's like, I want you, I like you, no, we want the ketchup on the side.
Hey guys, it's Avalon here. Welcome back to Simply Avalon and back to hashtag real talk. But today we are going to talk about another topic that is very close to my heart just because I see it every single day and I don't want people to have to go through the same situations that my friends have gone through, that even myself has gone through in certain situations. So we are going to talk about the 4 guys that you will find when dating in high school. So without further ado, if you want to hear my advice on firstly, what type of guys you find in high school, and secondly, what to do, like how do I avoid this? How do I actually find the right person that I should be dating in high school? Then definitely watch this video. Yeah, let's get started now. Okay, so there are definitely guys, usually, at least at my school, the guys that you find in your high school who you would like to date or would not like to date in general, usually fall into 4 categories. Really 3, but like there's a subcategory. So the first one is uninterested. So this can mean a bunch of different things. Firstly, it can mean that they are not interested in you, or the other way around, you are not interested in them. Secondly, it can mean that they are not interested in you for the right reasons. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm alluding to if you are in high school. They may not be in it for an actual relationship, ladies. Like, they may actually be wanting something different that you are just not ready for. So the second category is the uncommitted. This can also mean 2 different things. Firstly, it can mean that they are not ready for an actual steady relationship where you guys are exclusive. It can also mean, though, that they are not actually prepared to spend time with you. So uncommitted can also mean that they just don't have time for you at that express point in life. So for instance, in my definite experience, you could have the few guys who just they would be such a great person. Like if they liked you back, they would be just such a great person to date. At least you think they would. And then you find out no, they're uninterested or uncommitted because they're looking to go and play basketball in college. They want to have a career in their sport, or they want to play football in college, and they're just not ready to actually commit and settle down and commit and actually put the time into a relationship just yet because they have other things that they need to be focusing on. And that is perfectly okay. We're actually going to go into that later on about how I actually think that in some ways it's better to be focused on other things than guys in high school.
Definitely not taking away anything from that type of guy in school.
The next one that you see is actually the quote-unquote perfect person. This is the person that you see that nearly every girl seems to like. Whether that be they have that personality that just brings people to them. This is the type of guy that you would want to date, but at the same time it can quickly, because they get so much attention from other people, that it can quickly fall under the unrequited category because they have so much people that they could actually choose from. So that's the 3 categories that most guys, at least in my experience at my school, fall under. Now, of course, there are subcategories and a bunch of gray areas. For instance, there are the quiet guys who you don't really know if they're actually going to be a good match for you yet. And this is also where I'm going to stop and just put my disclaimer. No, I am not saying that you just have to date in high school. No, I am not saying that you even need to date and that you need to look out for these specific guys that Avalon says that you should date. No, I say that you need to go ahead and make the mistakes that you are going to make so that you can learn from those mistakes, but also realize that I have made a few mistakes in my life and you may be able to learn from my mistakes, at least on the high school dating stage. The uninterested category. This is the person who literally, at least for me, they fell under the perfect person. Literally, they embodied all 3 categories if that was possible. But at the same time, they were totally uninterested and totally uncommitted. Firstly, they were uninterested because they were totally into their sport and they want to play in college, and they have travel ball and they have a bunch of other things on their plate right now, and they're just No. Secondly, they were uncommitted though, because they were just they got so much attention, like it's not even funny. Like the people, I'm gonna talk about this in another video too, because this story just falls under so many different topics, but they got so much attention from other people that like I quickly fell into like the shadows, the background. I was the type of person who quickly became like their friend. Yes, so back to this person, they were basically me. Like, literally, when I look back at this person in general, they didn't like to cuss me. When they did, it was always, like, one of those, like, fake cuss words where it's just like, oh, pumpkin nickel, that type of thing. Like, it wasn't actually real or whatever, even though you kind of knew what they meant. Two, like, we both had the same, like, playful, like, personalities where, like, you see how I laugh all the time in my videos. He always joked around, especially around me, and I was just like, okay, I like this. This is funny. Thirdly, they were always considered, like, the nice person in the school. So, like, with me, I have a bunch of friends simply because I just like getting to know people in general. And there's really no one in my school that I can just say without a doubt, like, I hate you, I'm never gonna talk to you again. Like, there's no one in my school like that. In Avalonville, like, it's all happiness, sunshine, rainbows, like, nothing can go wrong. At least, I thought nothing could go wrong until there was, like, a point in time where it's, like, darkness, rain, fire, showers. I'm being super overly dramatic, but we gotta set the stage for you. So, they are really into basketball, too. So that was, like, red flag number 1. Literally, when a person, especially a guy, is just really into their sport, that can be a good thing, that can be a turn on, or it can be a complete turn off. Because it means, especially if you know already that they're interested in going all the way with that one sport, do you really think that they are going to have enough time for you later on? That should have been like, no, you're not going to have enough time. Yeah, let's move on. Let's walk away. It wasn't even like the casual talking stage like I talked about in a previous video. Like, it was literally like friends. Like, friends. Here's another thing. Like, as a friend, I found out that they actually liked my best friend. Let me just tell you, that is like red flag number like 1,000. You don't need that in your life. Just like immediately stop. Especially like if you think that you have feelings for them, you need to like take a step back. You need to step away from that situation because it can go from bad to worse so quickly and you won't even know what hit you. Even if you're like a super chill person like me and you're like, okay, if that happened, would you really be okay with it? Chances are you probably wouldn't. You think that you would, but you probably wouldn't. So like distance yourself away from that. My other advice just for the guys in high school is do not put your emotions on the line from the very get-go. Literally, the only person who will get hurt in the end if you do this is yourself. You think that the other person's gonna be crying over you? Honey, no, they're not. You're gonna be the one, like, you probably may not even cry, but you're probably gonna just be like so upset about the situation. And guess what? They're not even gonna realize that anything happened. So don't do it. Secondly, you need to listen to your friends. I know with me, like, I had like a few close friends that I could actually like confide in bits and pieces with, like, I didn't necessarily tell the whole story to any one friend, mostly because if I did that, then they would be able to put 2 and 2 together. And I chose not to do that because if rumors did go around, I did not want any one person to I could just like put the blame on immediately because I was just like, no, this is how I will protect myself by just like giving each person bits and pieces of the story. This is also why, like, when people ask me, like, oh my gosh, will you, like, tell me the story? I'm like, no. I may trust you, but there's different reasons that I tell different people different things. Obviously. I should have probably talked about that in the high school relationships video. So you need to find, like, friends that you can actually trust and also the people who you can trust their advice. It's sometimes, like, very interesting how some people believe that they are best friends, and then the advice that those friends give them is just, like, totally bad. So anyway, that is all for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have anything to add about the typical guys that you will see, because let's be honest, I made a massive generalization about the underclassmen here at my school, and I am sorry about that, but that is like the easiest way to explain them. So yeah, if you have any like things that you would like to add, definitely leave me down a comment below. And yeah, I think that's gonna be all. Peace.
Then dip me underway. You can fill my mouth with flow. Hold me till I scream for air breathe, and wash me over until my